What's up, boys? Tricks Ridiculous back with another video. And boys, we got a banger today. If you haven't seen it, the new content roadmap has come out and they have updated us that we will be getting both the raid, Spider-Man, and multiple other things on November 30th. We are going to get into it in this video. This is far and away the most important update that Crystal Dynamics has ever put out for this game. Before we do, be sure to like and subscribe if you do like these videos. It really does help out the channel and I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, you can see right here the different things that are coming out in this update. It's all coming out on November 30th, right? So we're going to go through each of them. The Claw Raid, right? We already know this is going to be the big ticket item, right? This is the raid. This is really the first foray into endgame content in Marvel's Avengers. We thought that the Omega level threat Super Adaptoid was going to be it, but it was not it. The raid is going to be it. This is going to be the repeatable endgame grind that people are looking for. Really, I mean, when you think of this game, right, what was this game always missing? It was end game. It was always missing some type of end game, and now we're finally getting that. The raid, I really, really hope it is an absolute banger, but only time will tell. But it looks like, you know, from initial reports, from some of the devs, playtesters, things like that, that it's going to be a completely unique experience. It's not anything reskinned or remodeled. So extremely, extremely high expectations for the raid. Really hoping it pans out. Also, Spider-Man. Now, of course, this is specific to PlayStation players. If you are on Xbox or PC, you will not have access to Spider-Man, unfortunately. As of right now, this is not a timed exclusive. It is a permanent exclusive. So there's no plan currently that's been announced to bring Spider-Man to Xbox or PC. But for the PlayStation players out there, Spider-Man will be coming on November 30th alongside the raid. And they're going to be doing it as what they're calling a hero event. So not something we've gotten really so far. But not really going to be like a story campaign, so to speak. So if you're thinking like, War for Wakanda or even Kate Bishop or Hawkeye, I would set those expectations aside. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. It's going to be through unlockable challenges woven through the Avengers initiative. So basically, Peter Parker essentially uncovers an AIM's plan to make their synthoids unstoppable, blah, blah, blah. He must partner with the Avengers to stop the threat and this is an interesting part, forms tentative friendships with Ms. Marvel and Black Widow while keeping his identity hidden. As a hero accustomed to working solo, he struggles with the new dynamic of working with a team. Will he join up full time or stay independent? So I think this is an interesting way for them to have written Spider-Man's story, especially because he is exclusive to one console. We knew from the start that he wasn't going to be, a character that was going to be a real mainstay. His story wasn't necessarily going to drive the main narrative forward, right? It was going to always be a little bit of a side story, and I think that's how they're going to keep it. He's going to be a little bit of a lone ranger who, kind of comes in, when necessary, things like that. So we'll have to see. I don't expect any specific campaign missions or anything too wild and crazy, but that's not what really matters, right? What matters is that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, he will be an additional character added to the game that you can level up, play as, all that good stuff. So really, really, personally, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm really excited to see Spider-Man in action. I'm hoping we get some gameplay very, very soon. I will definitely be playing a crap ton of Spider-Man. I will have builds out on him very shortly after his release. So really, really excited with that. Now, as far as new and improved systems, this is a lot of new stuff coming now. Power level increase. This one is kind of whatever. Really not like the biggest thing here. We already knew that the power cap will be increasing from 150 to 175. Really, the reason for that is because of the raid, right? If the power cap stayed the same, the raid would get blasted through. And we know that the raid is going to have two levels. It's going to have a normal mode that caps at 150 and a heroic mode that caps at 175. So really, the power increase is really just when games do a power increase like this, it does have to happen alongside a raid, because right now everyone is too min-maxed. Everyone's too powerful. They're going to blow through the raid too quickly. You have to have that power increase to make it kind of a balanced playing field when it initially launches. So that's the reason for that. Otherwise, not really much to say about the power level increase. As far as gear upgrading, we know that we will be able to bring our current gear to to the higher power level by just consuming the item. It says with a few exceptions. I'm be interested to see what that means. But for the most part, we'll assume that we can do pretty much all of our gear. Maybe that just means like whites and yellows and or greens and blues and things. But I assume that any gear you have now that you're using end game gear, you'll be able to bring it up. All right, so shipments. This is the big one. This is the cosmetic rework that we have been waiting for, and it is finally coming. All right, so we're going to be able to buy different shipments, right, that cost 500 units. The units are going to be the in-game currency, right? So that is not the credits, the real money currency. It's going to be those green units, right? Those green currencies. And we're going to be able to see, so a lot of people are a little confused about this. You're going to be able to see when a shipment is available in the marketplace. You're going to be able to see what possible items can come out of that, okay? So you're going to be able to see beforehand, do I want to spend my units to open one or more of these shipments based on the potential items that you see within it, okay? There is a small chance that you will be able to get a premium outfit unavailable via any other means of acquisition. So there's going to be unique outfits, unique premium outfits, possibly legendaries or even exotics, that you can only get through these shipments. All right. Very, very cool. Okay. But here's the thing. You'll automatically receive it after claiming 100 of the same shipment. So a little bit of an RNG deterrent there. 100 of the same shipment is a lot. All right, so that's going to be it's 50,000 units, right? So that is a lot of units, but it is meant to be that RNG deterrent. You might get the premium outfit before 100, right? But you'll definitely not have to go more than 100. So very, very interesting. We're going to hear more about that. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be good. A lot of people are calling this loot boxes. They are technically loot boxes, but loot boxes are not inherently a bad thing. Paid loot boxes are a bad thing. If this was something you had to pay real money for and then just got a chance, that would be bad. People would not like that, okay? So Crystal Dynamics, if you're listening, it would be just as bad as the boosters. It would not be a good thing. People would not like that. Keep the marketplace as it is now, that you can buy skins direct. You know exactly what skin you're buying for the price you're buying. No one wants to buy randomized skins, but for the in-game currency, which there's currently nothing to do with, now this is a way that we can use that to get some skins. All right, so very, very cool. I'm excited for it, and I will have a video on a way that you can get a lot of units really fast. So I will definitely have that video out shortly, so you guys can stock up on units and get ready to buy some shipments when they do drop. All right, and then another big one down here, the per hero weekly objective. So starting with this update, the Omega level threat super adaptoid and the raid, which of course the raid being the important one, can now be done once per week per hero. Now, we knew that this was a thing that was coming, but this is enormous. A lot of people were, understandably upset, myself included, that you don't really get anything on subsequent runs, right? Of the super adaptoid. That is still going to be the case to some extent if you're just using the same hero over and over again. However, the fact that you can do it on every single hero once a week, that's a lot of grinding. This, I expect the raid to take, somewhere between, assuming you're an efficient team running it, somewhere between an hour, maybe an hour and a half to do the entire raid. That's what I'm thinking. And to do that with 9 heroes, 10 if you include Spider-Man, that's a lot of grinding per week. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do 10 raids per week. That's a lot of raids, right? So to me, this is great. And I think we're getting to that shift where the raid is going to be really the first thing, the big thing, the thing you're excited to do every week. And then you still have all the other things. You still have the priority mission. You still have the Omega level threat. You still have the Mega Hive, all of that old stuff that you probably won't do too much, but maybe you will with new characters. That's going to be the shift in dynamic with this game. So that's pretty much it for this update. There is going to be a Twitch stream this coming Friday. They're going to show off some gear updates and things like that. But honestly, really, really could not be more excited for this update. This, in my opinion, is going to be the most important and largest update that this game has ever put out. This is bigger than War for Wakanda. War for Wakanda may have, physically had more content or physically had more, stuff in it, quote unquote. But War for Wakanda did not fundamentally change the way the game is played. And I think this update, with the introduction of our very first end game content, Spider-Man, who is the #1 most popular Marvel character, as well as the cosmetic rework and gear reworks, there is so much packed into this update. I think it's going to fundamentally change the way the game is played for the better. And I am really, really, really excited to see this come. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.